Hello, I'm here to talk about masculinity as colonialism in our 21st century society and beforehand and now. Preface, this is a fun, lighthearted video series with more as a joke, but also some serious intellectual ideas that I hope resonate and maybe stay with you or continue a discussion below. Or maybe share this with a friend that we also agree with this. But my name is Andrew Foster. I'm a 20-something in upstate New York, living a dynamic, multifaceted life, and this is just some of my thoughts and preface. I know the severity of colonialism has affected many of life's present day and many centuries before, and many deaths, and so much more oppression, worse than I've ever faced. I'm very privileged that I get to live as a white male and twink, and like my quote minoritiness, being gay, I have the privilege to hide that. Most people, females, women, they can't hide that. Trans people can't always hide that. Persons of color and yes, disabilities, like they don't have the privilege, and I gotta use my privilege and use my voice to make sure people are aware of that. That's why I'm here today. I know severity of colonialism is so much worse, but clickbait, you wouldn't be watching if you didn't believe me, but this is an actual metaphor that will make sense. But you gotta sometimes say the outlandish thing to get the attention, because attention is a commodity in our society, more valuable than money. If you think about it. Got more ideas like that. Subscribe if you agree. Try not to sneeze, sorry. But a lot of these ideas stem from masculinity has suppressed many people like me and other feminine culture and beliefs, and kind of was reflecting about when I was 8 in school, kind of going through my first Saturn square, if you think about it that way, if you're woke. But I used to be so outgoing, playful, vibrant, and like just, yeah. And I was 2nd through 4th grade, I was called the class's she-male, which hindsight, yes, little gay boy. Of course, he was feminine, friends with all the girls. But then I was just so extroverted, so friendly, and just loved, I was just one of everyone else. And then, you know, the straight dudes and PE and masculinity, they'd make fun of you and just push you down, and when you were outlandish or feminine or outspoken. And I learned my best defense mechanism at that time was to be quiet and just shut up, to hide it. It was a shield. My introvertedness was a shield. And that's something I'm trying to let my guard down and open up with, because my feminine roots is some of the highest divine wisdom that I have, and I need to share that in so much culture. Is that, like, I think about some like Native American cultures, or like some where they're like head chief, or like it's like a gay male, or like old female wisdom is like is pure wisdom, divine. And so I'm trying to embody that again. I'm trying to find that part of my well, I forget the quote. What's the Taylor Swift quote? All too well, like, oh, I'm a fake Swiftie right now, but it's like, oh, time flies, but I'm still trying to find myself. You know, if you know the quote. But kind of the whole idea is like yin yang energy, both masculine and feminine energy is important in society. Like, one would not exist without the presence of other, and both are productive. Some have built some really emotional ideas, and some have built wars and other culture and other cities. Like, we need both. But I feel like society has always rewarded and praises sports and like action and superhero movies, and like, granted, I like watching sports, but I'm not as obsessed. Like, I hate when people are like, oh, we won. I was like, you won? You're on the NFL team? No, you're not. It's a sports game. Like, you're way too invested in it. Yeah, so that's an ick of mine. And also, like, society looks down and like on female pop music, like Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, and I've experienced so much more slut shaming than like any male artist has. And like, makeup is not widely like respected, or like the art of makeup, or like other fashion is just like, that is still takes so much thought, mindfulness, and intellect to be a part of, but it's not respected the same way as just pushing two guys around on a field. Just saying. Double standards exist. The pink tax exists. Sorry, woman. I I hear your story and I sympathize. And like, I do love the gym now, and I have some masculine traits that I do love and value, and I like the person I am becoming, but I want to keep embodying the person I'm becoming, but also prioritize. People are like, oh, I need to refine my inner child, but that for me is I need to refine my inner feminine, because that's such an important, vital, playful, creative, dynamic part that I feel like I've lost in our workaholic, capitalistic, heterosexual society. Growing up, I lost a fun, lighthearted, feminine part of me, and now I gotta do the extra works of decolonialism to get back to that part of me. And like, I just use the word masculinity as colonialism because I feel like colonialism, like the British colonizing the world, is their beliefs took over other people. Now masculinity took over. It's always been Adam and Eve, but it's always been Adam's story, and Eve's the best supporting actress. And we need to decolonialize that. I feel like also men now are falling apart because men used to go to war. They used to have a greater purpose beyond them, and they just fight for their country, fight for someone else's belief, and they never purposely. And nowadays, they're a porn addict or they're addicted to drugs. They're not going to college as much. It's because they're not used to having an internal purpose, or they used to just follow an external purpose and never really thought much in depth about it. But now, women, the past centuries, they used to have purpose in home, daily life, cooking, and just they'd have purpose sitting at the table, telling stories, communicating. And now they understand the privilege of education. Now more women are going to college, and women are smarter and more empowered, and men can't talk to women. And it's the feminist power, and like, I'm so proud of them. But I'm also very concerned as a guy for other men, because it's a real issue. So what's your thoughts on masculinity is colonialism? Because I think we need to decolonialize or dethrone masculinity and praise feminist beliefs and like the whole feminine side of ourselves. But also, yeah, I don't know where I was going, but what are your thoughts on this topic? Am I alone? Am I cray? Please let me know. Leave a comment below if you agree or disagree. Take care, beautiful people.